Deputy Speaker, I am moving this important private member's motion because I am still in shock about the devastating childhood cancer that causes more deaths in our precious young Australians than any other disease. Diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, or DIPG, is a brain tumour with no treatment and a 100% mortality rate. Patients typically survive a matter of months following diagnosis. One child develops this dreadful disease every 2 weeks. Just 10% of patients survive 2 years and less than 1% survive 5 years. This month I met with Beau and Terry Kemp, who told me of their harrowing story of losing their beautiful son Riley at just 8 years of age. Their story is heartbreaking and sadly not unique. When I met with the Kemps, I also met with Professor Matt Dunn. Matt is a medical biochemist and Professor of Paediatric Haematology and Oncology Research in the University of Newcastle, Australia, and a Deputy Director of the Hunter Medical Research Institute Precision Medicine Research Program. Matt is also the founder and director of Run DIPG, a charity dedicated to improving outcomes for patients and their families impacted by this awful disease. Matt lost his own daughter to DIPG in 2018, and I'm sure it just feels like yesterday for Matt and his family. I have a folder on my desk full of stories from other DIPG families, and as a parent and grandparent, they are incredibly hard to read and impossible without tears. Matt told me he and his wife were told when their daughter was diagnosed, "Go home and make memories." Imagine being told that about your child. Matt is committed to research this disease until that advice is no longer the standard line given to families. That research, Deputy Speaker, requires investment. The previous coalition government invested $970,000 to DIPG for medical research, but there has been no direct federal government funding since. By comparison, leukaemia research has received $140 million since 2014, and you only need to look at the survival rates of children with that disease and how they have improved over the years to know how essential investment in research is. Run DIPG have asked for just $10 million from Australia's $20 billion Medical Research Future Fund, while the Kids Cancer Centre at the Sydney Children's Hospital estimates an injection of $25 million specific to DIPG research is needed. They are hoping for recurrent funding until mortality rates improve. Deputy Speaker, Australia is already recognised as a world leader in DIPG research. A miracle is needed and research investment is the key. In this chamber, we must make every effort to ensure there is hope and that miracles can begin to occur. I am committed to support these wonderful parents and call on the Health Minister, Mark Butler, to do the same. As of yet, he has not met with DIPG advocates, despite their many requests. I wrote to Minister Butler after meeting the Kemps, urging him to activate funding under the MRFF for DIPG. The minister did not even have the grace to respond directly. A reply was given by his Chief of Staff. The response did nothing to address the need for direct research into DIPG. The Minister's Chief of Staff advised there is an open and competitive grant opportunity where Run DIPG could partner with other brain cancer researchers. Yet we all know the Minister could activate discretionary funding. The funding sought by Run DIPG and the Kids Cancer Centre would, relatively speaking, be a drop in the ocean. These parents need hope. Deputy Speaker, I have put up this motion today because we are charged as representatives in this great parliament to shape positive outcomes for all Australians. I am heartened to hear this morning, on the day I am moving this motion, that Minister Butler is at last scheduled to meet with Run DIPG this week. As we approach Childhood Brain Cancer Awareness Day on the 26th of September, I hope the Minister commits to funding this vital research.